Hey everyone, Mark and Joey here on a Tuesday morning. Beautiful day here in Ontario. We are going to do some changes on the show. We're always looking at feedback from the people that watch the show and tell us. And we have been running kind of that 20 to 30 minute show. And we're getting a lot of people that are interested more in a specific subject within the basketball, let's say, or any sport that night, and keeping it under 10 minutes so it's a little bit easier for them to choose what they're really interested in and not have to spend so much time watching a whole NBA show if they're only interested in one thing. So you're going to see a shorter show. You're going to see it more specific to each item. It's going to give you choice as to what you watch and don't watch, and we hope you like it that way. But we're always responding to the feedback we get, so we're going to give this a try now. And so the first story is Kevin Durant. I mean, what else can it be?
Yeah, so Kevin Durant's injury, obviously, last night was pretty ugly. It looks like probably a torn Achilles. I saw the slow-mo video. You can actually see it pop when he steps this way, when he makes a jab step. So he's done for a while, which is obviously very sad. And I think he probably rushed back, although it's not the same injury.
Yeah.
But I don't think it helped that maybe he wasn't 100% healthy, but more importantly, 100% probably physically, because he wasn't doing much on that calf strain he had. So he probably rushed back for his teammates, which is was honestly, sure, it was honorable to see, and he balled out the first 12 minutes of that game. So
12 points.
It's obviously very disappointing and sad for Golden State fans, and obviously just for the league and for himself personally. I know he could be a free agent this summer. I know the league knows he's one of their best players, one of the most marketable players. And then for himself, like, obviously, not money, not free agency, but you gotta go sit on the couch again. And he tweeted a nice message that he's hurting deep in his soul watching his teammates come back and win that game. It was like a shot of tequila. So everyone feels sorry for him, and it was a horrible injury, and we don't know how long he'll be out. He has to have an MRI done. But hopefully it's not as bad as we think, and he can come back for next season.
Yeah, it looked really bad, and the discussions sound really bad as well. But here's what I was most impressed with. I have not been a fan of him, and I must admit that came from probably more the media than knowing anything about the Golden State Warriors and his relationship and all that kind of stuff. So first of all, it was amazing for him to come back and give it a shot last night. Down 3-1, he ignited their team, 12 points in 11 minutes before the injury. It was just phenomenal. But the reaction to his injury was unbelievable by the Warriors. The players were so upset. It showed what a teammate he really is, I guess, if you can strip away the media stuff, you can strip away the free agency mess, you can, some of the attitude that can be there sometimes. I was very impressed the way he was regarded by his teammates.
Definitely. You can see how much they love him and how important he is to them and their team. And we always get caught up in the fact that he's normally in battles with the media. He sometimes gets cranky with the media. Now, people do try to take him down all the time. That's what happens to the great ones a lot of times, unless you're going to be, kind of this smooth going person like Steph Curry. If that's who you are, that's who you are. And media is always going to try to skew that so that people are on your side. And that's the way kind of we felt. And, what we noticed from the team, from the Golden State fans and the media is how important he was. And they keep calling him the best player on the planet. And sure might be. He was phenomenal early in that game, and he kind of ignited them even with his injury. It's an odd way to put it, but sometimes teams rally around their best guys like that, and they certainly did last night and got the win. Quick touch on the Raptors fan. Obviously, we're disappointed as Canadians the way we reacted. I think, though, that comes with inexperience of not having a championship, and unfortunately, the fans there were only focused on the win. For the best comment, please check out Steph Curry's comment on it. I think he had the most realistic and fair.
Watch YouTube on his interview.
He had the most fair and realistic analyzation of our fans. And I get that Klay Thompson's upset, and Joel Embiid tweeted out, and a couple other guys tweeted out how disgusting we are. I don't think it's enough to go that far. I think you should please listen to what Steph Curry had to say. It was spot on the button. Hopefully we don't do that again, and we make the Toronto Raptors proud with how we cheer them on going forward.
Well, I have to say, and it's almost indefensible for sure, because it was such a tragic injury as well. But right after he kind of hurt himself, he went down. We went down with a big dunk, and I think the fans were kind of blurred a little bit. And then there was this whole because he'd come in and played so well at the beginning, I think there was a shock that he's out, like, or something. Like, it was really the timing of a lot of things happening there were kind of weird. And when he was sitting there on TV, you could clearly see ankle, badly hurt. But then he kind of sat on the court. Didn't look like he was in a lot of pain for a bit of time there.
Well,
it was weird. I don't condone it all, but it was just kind of weird.
It could have been that they thought he gave up on the play.
Yeah,
like, because even for me, if it wasn't for the commentators, it looked like he just lost control of the ball and fell.
Yeah, and then sat there.
Like I'm not gonna chase back. Obviously, the commentator quickly goes, "He's hurt," and so I knew how to react because I knew he was hurt. But I think the fans, you could easily say that. I think though it got a little too. Some people were waving at him.
Too aggressive.
But then when Kyle Lowry and Danny Green's like, "Guys, stop it! This is like legit. Like this is the best player in the game.
Yeah.
He's going out and he's done. Like maybe for a while." We kind of calmed down and actually chanted KD while he went off the court and gave him a nice round of applause. But obviously the initial reaction can't excuse it. Because, no one's going to really be able to give answers on why you may react in the way you did. We have 3 or 4 theories on how you could have maybe noticed it differently. Yeah. But at the end of the day, you probably just should have left it alone. It's too bad. It looks really bad on us as a city and fan base. But that's why I want everyone to go look at Steph Curry, because now we're getting called disgusting. And I think it's just as bad as what we did to him. Is like, I don't think it was intended that way. That's why I say go watch Steph Curry. He goes, they saw a trophy. They saw when Kevin Durant went down that they were going to win the title, and unfortunately reacted. It was ugly and wrong, but he goes, like Steph Curry goes, like that's what they saw, and that's probably how they reacted, and unfortunately they don't understand, like it was a torn Achilles, which is a serious injury. So I just, like Steph Curry on the head, he goes, it was ugly, it was wrong, but I've lived in this city, we've played here a lot, the fans are 99% of the time great, and he goes, I think they got caught up in the fact once they saw him go down, because people believe he was Golden State's only hope. Yeah. That we just saw title and reacted in a certain way. When you only think about winning, that can easily happen.
And mob mentality kind of comes into that situation too. We're sitting watching TV. We know it's a bad injury. You kind of right away are just the two of us. Like you're right away into it, and now you're going, "Oh my God, what's happened?" Yeah. But you get 16,000 people who are all in this frenzied feeling, and you're part of that grouping. Sometimes these mob mentalities create a bad situation.
Well, I'm not gonna lie. I reacted. I was like, "Turnover," and then the guy's like, "He's injured." I was like, "Oh my God, what?" Like,
And once you knew how bad the injury was, it was devastating.
And we knew fast because immediately the commentators were like, "That looked like an Achilles." Like they know it so fast. I don't think at the stadium you could really know. I think it just looked bad because it was even kind of when they were like helping him up. We still didn't really lay off the throttle, and that was really when it was bad.
That's when it was bad for me.
Like Lowry's over there, people are helping him up, and we didn't lay off the throttle. Yeah. Like I was kind of like, come on, guys. But again,
let's wrap this point up. I think it's unfortunate for Kevin Durant. I was very impressed by how much his teammates felt for him. I really didn't think they had that mix. I really thought with the whole free agency thing, a lot of the media stuff, that maybe they didn't feel that way about him, that they didn't need him to come back. I thought there was a lot of that feeling too when he went out a month ago, that they didn't need him. I was very impressed. Curry was devastated, really devastated. Even when he was on the court walking off, he went off with him. It was fantastic to see. I truly think that great teammate that way. You can tell that it's the case. We're going to give the Toronto fans a break. We have to. I mean, we've been too great through all of this. Torontonian fans are usually fantastic in those situations. Something caught them wrong, and we have to give them a bye on it and come back. And I think that's what Curry did. Thankfully, he, maybe because he lived here for a bit and his dad played here, he knows more about it than other people.
Like he goes like, he's lived here, man, and we've played here all this time, and you're gonna put everything that we do that's great down to one moment of like he said, you guys saw a title, and it's the way you reacted. Now he didn't give us any excuse. He said it was ugly and it shouldn't happen again. He's right, but at least he's able to recognize that. I hope going forward they do. And we got Game 6 coming up anyways, which will hopefully put a lot of this behind us, having to play one more game. So
and let's we're going to move on here to the next segment, but we wish Kevin Durant the best. You hate to see one of the greatest players in the game injured like this, and we'll hope to hear good news, or at least as good news as can be, from the hospitals today when that comes out. So